And it's not only just a Thor, it's Andinster's Thor. This is his staple god. And going into solo lane specifically was the Camazots versus the Vamana matchup. Baskin playing his most comfortable god. Divios bringing out the Camazots yet again. Despite having such a great score line for Divios, he was behind 2 levels a majority of the game. Just wasn't able to catch up in the farm.
That's right. And I think that's also, you look at it, Divios, he didn't have a bad game early on. I mean, he had the stats there to show that he was doing the right things. But in terms of the presence Baskin brought to those team fights, the 2-level advantage was huge to help the rest of his team have that extra buffer. The other thing, Dazer, you kind of wanted to mention on that.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest issue, the reason why he might have been behind that game was because of how big Andy was. The pressure that he provided for Divios, onto Divios, I mean, was just immense. He really couldn't farm safely anymore, so it's just too difficult to play around.
It's definitely a lot easier when you have an Osiris that's able to get 2 fadeaway kills for sure with the Osiris. But in that last game, unfortunately for Divios, it just didn't seem his favor. Despite being able to help out get first blood, utilizing that Wrath at the beginning of the game, we saw that Eager delayed their invade that was able to find some rotations from both supports, and then we saw that little skirmish finding the first blood finally. But didn't matter though, because the Baskin was able to just outfarm it at the end of the day with the Vamana.
Yeah.
Baskin was a factor in this game, and he was a non-factor in previous games. Divios had played so well that it was just, even in the worst of circumstances, he was turning it around. Now, he's taking the downfall, and Baskin is feeling good. You saw him in cams. What's the dynamic here?
This is why I love seeing Baskin on these really aggressive gods. So Vamana, he clears so quickly that he can just quickly move into the jungle and start taking all the farm that he can. It really helps his team apply pressure onto the speed buffs, and it's really how they took advantage.
And the adjustments from SoaR was picking Baskin's god in the earlier stages of the draft, taking it before the secondary ban phase happened. We saw Eager ban away the Vamana and the Raven in the secondary phases, not allowing him to play those aggressive styles. So now I can see Eager foregoing that strategy, and maybe they're going to pick a different god for Divios, not electing to go for second pick. Maybe they are going to be the ones to take away the Raven or the Vamana early on, as they are going to be first pick here.
Interesting. Of course, we do see Eager switching it up, now taking the first pick. They seem confident, though. They locked in the Guan Yu, like in the Giannis immediately. It was just very clear, like, that they knew what they were going to do against the Sylvanus being taken first. But now they decide to switch things up. And I like this about Eager. They're not willing to change their strategy, and they're not willing, they don't need to be comfortable. They'll switch it up to make sure that they throw their opponent off their game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe in part is that the reason that they want this first pick is so they can get the Sylvanus. So last game was obviously taken away from them early on, and maybe they want it this time again.
This is going to be interesting to see if this is how the best of 5 meta develops between Eager and SoaR. Normally, Sylvanus is not a very highly contested pick in general, so it just seems to me that both of these teams have the same exact mindset, but a lot of things are open on the table, but it's still going to be locked in. Eager with a 1-game lead. If Aror can play the same way he did in games 1 and 2, we're going to see Eager in first seed.
Well, he's got a lot of wins. I mean, Sylvanus is, despite not being highly, contested in most other sets, he's doing well when the team kind of picks him up. It's been the determinant of who has been the winner in these 3 games.
And the interesting thing that we actually didn't point out was the fact that playing in a LAN environment, having very low ping, having very high FPS means that it's a lot easier to confirm a lot of these Sylvanus pulls and being able to counteract any sort of CC that's being thrown at you, to be able to utilize your ultimate, being CC immune, and then looking for the re-engage.
But something that wasn't banned out though this time is the Ra, and that's what's going to be picked up. I really like the fact that they're picking this up. I think it's maybe something that Eager didn't want to pick because they've already drafted the healing on the Sylvanus, but I think it makes a lot of sense. So now their siege, if they get ahead, they're going to be able to siege really, really easily.
Now, we're used to seeing Snoopy play a lot of Giannis, play a little bit of these Hunters. We haven't seen him play too much Ra, but having Andinster on his Thor again should give him a lot of easy setup, especially if Jigz will potentially pick up the Bacchus. It's still available here for him.
Well, Zapman is in deep thought here. It's his team's drafting phase, and he seems to either be listening to something very important or just waiting to give the go-ahead on a certain god. They do hover over the Zeus, but the second pick is to be determined, and the Ratatoskr and solo lane gets picked up.
Yeah, I really like the fact they're doing this again. So this is the comp that they, so game 2, I believe it was, where they drafted these exact gods in the first 3, and it worked out incredibly for them. So the team fight is absolutely insane now.
The thing about Divios and djpernicus here is they love to flex pick this Ratatoskr if possible. This could very well easily go to the jungler, being able to set up in these team fights, being able to find this multi-man knockup. But with Athena being hovered over here, this could be that secondary setup that Snoopy might need.
I really hope that the Rat does go to djpernicus. He's incredible on the god. He's recently it's been picked up by a lot more junglers actually, but he was one of the people that really brought it back into the meta and really showed how strong it is.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Divios bringing it back into the meta for actually like a while back before he got his re-kit, and he still had the Emerald Acorn and the healing in that solo lane. That's why I think it's kind of iconic. A lot of people look at that and think Divios in the solo lane with that, but obviously a flex opportunity. Here's where it gets interesting. The secondary banning phase, what do they take away, Tolly? What is Eager looking to do against SoaR?
So Eager is looking to obviously get a hunter for Zapman, and then either a jungler or a solo laner now for Divios or djpernicus. So we'll see where that Ratatoskr ends up. Assuming that Rat is going to be for DJ here, then we definitely need to see a more aggressive solo laner that's going to be able to hold off on their own. But with SoaR having the next pick, Eager trying to target ban away from Baskin yet again with the Vamana.
Yeah, that is very smart, I believe. Coming from SoaR's side, though, I really like the fact they have banned this Osiris. It's a pick which is always shown to be very, very good into these healers, into the Ra. It's something that he can take advantage of really easily. So
Osiris has been one of these gods that have just absolutely dominated in Season 0, Season 1, and then kind of fell off for Season 2 as the Bellonas, the Xingchens, the Sobiks kind of rose from the depths. But now, Ducky and Divios has been showing us why this god has still been so powerful. As long as you're not able to fall behind early, you could just be this big, annoying bully.
Do you expect a Ravon ban here, targeting more towards Baskin again, that aggressive style?
Yeah, I would.
I would absolutely expect an aggressive, you have to ban away Baskin here, take away some of his god pool. Even the Arlong Shen is not available here.
Yeah, there's a lot of solo lane bans here, actually. It's going to be interesting to see what they pick. I could even see SoaR picking their solo lane now, but obviously not.
They're going to wait to counterpick after they get the entire lineup of Eager. Since there are relatively limited options now, they really want to make sure they get the right choice.
Especially if that Ratatoskr will go to Divios. You have to get the perfect matchup for Baskin. He will take advantage if he can get the right matchup and then try to extend it beyond.
One thing that is still open, though, is the Jin Chen. Divios has shown that it's a really good god. I mean, that's something that we've been drafting, and if they do get that god, then their team fight is going to be absolutely insane. Like, they have so many, again, these big circles, always. So.
The washing machine is going to be so good in terms of displacing, and you call the Dazer Xingchen getting locked in. That's definitely going to go to Divios here, and it's very difficult to really lock down this god in the solo lane. Even if Andinster decides to rotate with the Athena ultimate, buying Xingchen on Divios will buy him enough time for his team to maybe get the Gold Fury.
Only, there is one issue with the god, though. He's quite slow into getting, he needs to scale. He really needs to get some items to be powerful. And the thing is, it's going into Baskin. It's kind of risky, I guess, going into like a matchup like that. But the thing is, all of the aggressive gods have been banned out, obviously. So
or taken.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be really interesting to see what he picks here.
So Xingchen is definitely very safe in terms of surviving and staying in the laning phase, utilizing his passive for the HP 5. But it's a little bit difficult in terms of confirming your own blue buff if you get behind. But Divios is not one of these players that looks to get behind because he always starts off with a wrap just to make sure that he gets his own blue buff. So now SoaR, recognizing that it's not worth focusing Divios here on the Xingchen, we see another late game solo lane god for Baskin on this Amaterasu.
Interesting to note here, Eager will be on a completely different lineup than they were last game. Andy, he's going to still be on that Thor, and that did work. I wonder if his comfortability will help him prevail. SoaR looking to tie things up 2-2. Eager looking to close things out and claim the first seed for Worlds. Casters, take it away.
We are ready indeed over at the casting section now. Thank you once again, Rainde, Taco, and Dazer. But Eager are 1 win away from making the World Championships as the #1 seed. And as we've shown so far in the finals here, Sylvanus wins games.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Sylvanus, you win. So I guess
Is it
it's
over?
going to be a
Should we just go?
3-1.
Yeah, we
Should
can
we
just
go?
Let's get going.
wrap this
We call
up.
it a day?
Yeah, let's go grab some drinks, guys.
Might as well. I mean, there's nothing else to really talk about here. But, I mean, we do see Adaption has Thor again, and Thor this time around with a Raw setup, which we've not seen Raw in this set, could come into play.
It's not quite adapting, but Andinster looks like adapting last game with that
That's
play.
true.
So, you know, I can understand the confusion there.
Do you think he's not quite adapting, or do you reckon he's better than adapting?
I mean, this game he looked very much like adapting. The
Yeah.
other game he looked very much like adapting, but nobody beats adapting at this point.
Wow.
I must admit it. Like, he's God.
He seems to be that way. Well, enough about Europe. It's all about North America right now. And the question on everyone's lips is, how many invades will we see?
So right now I'm really confused why they would pick Xing first of all. They Eager have been going for early draft. They wanted the early jungle control. Xing doesn't bring the early game, but I guess they have the Hawk, so it kind of makes up for it.
I agree with that. That was kind of surprising for me because every draft for Eager has been pressure, 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 especially in the mid and on the right-hand side. This time, no pressure on that right-hand side, like you mentioned. There we saw Metyankey actually be forced into picking up agility at level 1, his third ability, so that's going to be slower clear for SoaR on the left-hand side, though it's not worst-case scenario. You are going to be picking that up at level 2 anyways, so it's not that bad, but it's not good.
Well, Divios is still stood very far up here. I know, obviously, he's waiting for the buffs to spawn still, but he could look for an invader. He could just fall back to his half of the map, but the time's getting too close now that I think he's just trying to stop SoaR getting the buff at level 1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why he's doing this because they don't have the better 1v1. They will not win this trade,
But is
but
it just stopping them?
I think you just want to stop them and hope for the steal and like a small harpy or the speed or whatever.
And they have the Wrath. Let's
Yeah.
take that into account. I mean, they are the team with the Wrath here, so it can't be done by SoaR unless they get rid of Divios.
I mean, right now, Andinster and Baskin needs to go up on them so they get to the wave first. Otherwise, they will get the wave control and they can potentially invade their buffs.
And that seems to be the exact plan from Eager. They're actually zoning them away from the tier 1 tower there as well. Well, would you be surprised to see
This
that
is so
both
weird.
supports are in mid lane already?
So weird.
It's the 1-2-2 meta.
That really, this is 1-2-2. That is what this game has been.
Yeah.
The solo lane has actually been the duo lane for what we've been
And
calling
the jungler that was always sat in mid lane is now just sat in the solo trying to defend his own buffs at the start of the game. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, also if we go back to the pick and ban, they banned Janus. As I said before the games, like Janus is not good into the meta they're playing right now, so I'm confused why they banned it and didn't hope for them to pick it actually.
Now, even though we're looking at the solo lane here, in the mid lane, there was an advantage for Zapman because of how the start started here, because they got the balls and the red buff on the left-hand side. Metyankey didn't get both of those things on the left-hand side, so Zap's going to hit 5 quicker.
And that's a big deal because you've got a ton of kill potential on this Rom in lane, especially up against Jingwei. I know that Barra likes the Rom into Jingwei matchup. You can make a lot of plays happen.
And we did see in the game before that the ADCs was actually rotating really early at level 7, so maybe Zapman can get that early rotation off and possibly get the first blood.
And Metyankey's snipes that came into play last game showed what those rotations can do. They're going to be available here as now Jigz and Aror trading off, going to taunt at the same time as the root hits. That minion wave comes into play though, and that's where you're going to see them back away and not continue to aggress.
But again, it's Roar with the sustain, man. He's got the sustain.
Exactly.
And now the speed buff is available and exploitable for Eager here as well. They don't have a Wrath available this time round, but SoaR Gaming are pushing under the tier 1 tower on the right-hand side and tier 1 tower in the mid as well. And that's just going to allow them to take the speed for free. Eager are just controlling the jungle.
No buffs taken so far for SoaR outside of their red buff.
I mean, overall, Baskin and Andinster would win the 1v1 trade, but because the mid laner don't have pressure, they can't contest that. If they contested that, that would be a potential first blood.
And the pressure we're talking about is, once again, the thing we saw in Game 1 and Game 2, the Sylvanus Zeus combination. It just seems so good at just controlling the mid game, pushing the wave in before it's even out of the tower.
Very surprised that we saw the Sobek ban yet again from SoaR. They've been really reluctant to give this over to Divios.
Yeah.
That's really the guy who plays the most Sobek. I mean, Aror can play it as well.
Yeah, I was
of
gonna say,
course.
Auror's got a very good Sobek as well.
Of course he can, yes, but it's really Divios who's been playing it consistently for Eager as of late. So, again, they respect ban the Sobek, leave open the first pick Sylvanus. Eager's just happy to rinse and repeat this strategy.
Yeah, I mean, once again, Eager want the early pressure. They picked the Xing and they actually got it working to get the early pressure.
Yeah.
And now they're in a good position, and Xing is going to be so strong later on.
And the thing is as well there, you can see the gold lead has just escalated a little bit more then because they had their own jungle to take that they've not taken so far. The red buff on the left-hand side is about to spawn for them as well. The back harpies are up, but DJ's also in the sky. You're looking for some pressure onto Baskin there, but just a little bit too far away.
Overall, a very good idea for djpernicus. He was level 4, so if he got the knock up, he would have been 100% dead.
Well, he might be 100% dead here as Baskin get pulled out of the tower and DJ's on the rotation too. But so is Jigz with the Athena. That's going to stop DJ wanting to go that aggressive.
Classic that your support is level 5 and your solo laner isn't, and your jungler isn't level 5. Like, what is this style of Smite?
Baskin has his ultimate up now and Jigz still has taunt available, so they've got to be a little bit careful on that side now, Eager.
Again, I think they were miscommunicating there because the fact that Divios got the ult of him actually was a potential first blood. djpernicus just wasn't close enough.
Oh, Snoopy getting punished there. The ultimate hits and the Zeus ult too. They didn't even need the pull to secure the kill. Snoopy gets rooted in place and just trying to avoid the pull ends up getting him his death as well.
There we again, Trix mentioned it early on there. The synergy between Sylvanus and Zeus is just nasty. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. Nothing Snoopy can do there. Even if he uses purification on that route, he's still probably dead.
But this is game 3 of playing the same comp, Trix. Like,
I mean, they lost their first game against the exact same combo. Don't give them the combo again.
Plus, don't go that way.
Don't do the same pathing.
Like,
yeah.
He goes the aggressive pathing there back to mid. If he just walks around behind his tower, he doesn't get first blooded there. Instead, he takes the aggressive path, doesn't want to lose the extra minion to the tower, and gives up first blood for it.
One of the highest levels in the game with the highest worth at the moment is, once again, Aror. On Sylvanus.
Yep.
Trix, is this your dream, this?
I mean,
why don't you try
that's
this
never
next
going to
time?
be, man.
You don't reckon?
Oh, to be honest, I love the meta right now.
DJ is going to get pulled in a bit of trouble there, but so was Snoopy, who got pulled in by Aror, but I don't think they want that trade now, because Baskin's shown up and DJ's trying to buy time, draw their attention, wait for his cooldown to dash out, and it works out well.
But this is where they want to fight, Eager. They want to fight you in the jungle, because they have those big AoE ultimates. Aror and Best don't have ultimates quite yet, still about 15 seconds left until those come back off cooldown.
But the speed buff is exploitable once more, and Eager will take it away. Their jungle has been on farm the majority of this game, and the previous ones as well, as now the blue buff is being stolen too.
And what is SoaR doing in response? Clearing a mid wave? I mean, no rotation whatsoever. You saw that Aror and Best didn't have ultimates there on that speed buff. Andinster did, but no contest.
DJ in the sky coming towards the mid lane. 3 members here. He'll hit onto Snoopy. Purification already down. The Zeus damage raining as well as Auror's dot damage will remove Snoopy. Andinster took a lot more poke than he would like to there. He ulted back in and had to exit through the right-hand side.
But he does get the purification out from Best. That's a very big cooldown. Zeus, again, he does all this damage, and it's all fine and good, but he's very vulnerable without that relic.
I mean, Snoopy was way too far up there. They have a Ratatoskr in the jungle. They know they have that. He can rotate from anywhere. And he's so far up. He's literally in the middle of the lane, and that's not okay because you can easily get caught out as a route.
We're always keeping an eye on level leads here, but Zapman on that rotation towards mid lane there actually punished Metyankey, who made the rotation quicker than him, and Metyankey lost a whole wave of experience to the tower. Zapman now has a level lead clearly over his enemy.
They're almost 3k ahead by 6 minutes. This is not going good for SoaR.
No, it's a rough situation for them to be in right now, but they do have a mid-game comp that can really start to shine if they can find some combos. But the one thing you want to do here, Aggro, make sure the Thor and the Snoopy on the ult cannot combine at the same time.
That's the big thing. Now Best, again, no purification, going to take a good amount of damage from that taunt thanks to the double tap, but he's got the sustain from Aror, and this is like a duo lane right now.
3v2ing.
Yeah, 3v2ing is Zeus and Sylvanus.
Baskin is behind them, and I don't think that's been called just yet, and Baskin snuck around the back somehow. Divios didn't make a call, and now it could be Eager in a world of hurt. Baskin's rotation comes up big, and it's 2 free kills unless Aror makes something. What?
How? What?
I have no idea why they didn't go for that.
Andinster had no mana.
Explain as a player what happened there.
I mean, I don't think they had the spells to go for him, obviously, otherwise they would have. Jigz just used his dash, same had Baskin, and he had his ult down, so I don't think they could have chased him, and they were scared for djpernicus to counter-engage as well. They know Snoopy don't have his ult, and he can get one shot.
And the problem is there, Aggro, from what I can tell, is the biggest issue is that they're not getting those 2 kills, is still allowing Eager to be in control.
And it's Aror who's the one who's getting a ton of farm. Again, that's a support. Usually support kills are nice, but they're really used to get you pressure. It isn't there to get that big golden experience because they're a little bit behind, but Auror's the one who's worth a lot of gold right now for Eager.
I mean, we also see Divios on the Xing pick is already not working out. He doesn't have the pressure even though he has the better start, and he is going to get online later, so let's hope that Baskin is not going to have too much of an impact, but Baskin already is doing so much work for SoaR.
Was that really Xing being pressured out, or was it more him not noticing the rotation from Baskin? Because to me, it looked like he just didn't call the Baskin rotation.
To be honest, at 6 minutes in, they should have had the wards and noticed where he was, so I think it was overall as well just bad overview over the map from Eager, but then again, he's also out-pressuring the Xing channel right now.
That's true, and in the moment, it's not going to hurt too much for Eager, though. They're still in the gold lead, still in the experience lead. They're looking at these right and harpies here, but at the moment, it's Best who's focused, and Best in a lot of trouble, but the juke boots and the support from Aror, the protections are good. Still alive is TheBest until Andinster comes down, but so does djpernicus, and now Snoopy's going to pick up Aror as well, but the health on SoaR is so low.
Snipes coming in from Zapman, looking for one more, can't find it on his Snoopy. Jigz, 1 HP, not gonna be able to get out. DJ actually able to clean him up, 2 for 2 in an engagement that looked like it was gonna be all SoaR. The double knockups there, the Sylvanus knockup into the Rat ult really turned it around quickly.
Crazy fight trick, Sang. Who really comes out on top of that?
I mean, right now, SoaR definitely comes on top. They get 2 for 2, and I would personally say that's worth because they're behind. And if SoaR keeps this up, they can turn this game. They're looking for the picks with the Athena and definitely Athena ult onto Baskin so he can ult in.
Well, I would have agreed with you, but then Aggro, they went on and took the speed and the blue from the enemy jungle as well. So Eager, you know, they're the ones that end up getting the golden experience lead.
I've just got that little graph we have sometimes post game, the jungle control graph in my mind right now, and it's just 100% Eager for speed and blue buff. It's so difficult to stay even in farm when that's the case. And look, I mean, Andinster has by all means had a pretty solid game with his positioning and his play, but he's 3 levels down to DJ.
And that's just because of the control in the jungle over again.
Yeah, the Sylvanus and Zeus have way too much control right now, and Andinster just getting ripped for his farm right now.
And level 10 just got hit by Best there, and Aror at level 9, 1 level each above their opposing opposition here for the time being. The Gold Fury is well warded by SoaR, however, and when we listened to the comms in the last game, they were looking for the ward control last time to be able to set something up.
And I'm sure they're going to want to do the exact same thing this time around because they've got an excellent ability to pick someone off if they don't know they're there. Dash taunt into the Thor wall, you know, that kind of stuff can really make things happen.
Well, at the moment, Baskin, hang on a second, Aror in the mid lane does get taught, and the snipe hits from Snoopy too, but Aror is still alive. The bad news is he's walking towards Metyankey, but Metyankey is looking to the Gold Fury that's been bursted down by Eager. The Gold Fury goes to Eager as well. DJ's already in the sky. Aror has survived somehow, and then DJ goes on Metyankey, who's forced to airstrike out as well. Eager win again.
How is Aror still alive? How does he do this? How is he always 1 HP and getting away?
I mean, he's getting so much farm, and the Mark of the Vanguard is so good early game as well. He has the speed, he has the movement speed from Wingblade, which actually helps a lot because you can juke way more. But that was just a great bait by Eager. They were on the goal free. Aror was like, I can die, it's fine, but he didn't die, and that's just even better.
That was his plan to just
I mean, he was fine,
away, right?
Like suicide for the...
Oh, well, Zapman might suicide now, but maybe not. It could be Metyankey in trouble because DJ's turned up too, and that's going to force back SoaR one more time. No rotation from anyone in the mid lane either, but Zapman, recognizing he had pressure there, just allowed him to stay in the lane a little bit longer.
Just playing with so much confidence right now, and it's not just Zapman, it's all of Eager, and you can see that by Aror being pushed up to the tier 1 tower in front of 3 people without even worrying about it.
And with the goal free online of Zapman right now, I also expect him to have more pressure in the duo lane, and that means that they're going to have a really hard time now, SoaR, because he's going to start to rotate.
Well, can we see net worth between the 2 hunters now? Because they are still equal level here, and I want to see exactly where they match up. There's not a monster difference, but 700 gold is impactful, and that's why we see the Iqval finished here.
Exactly.
And that's a huge power spike for your hunter in lane. This means that Zap's really going to try and take it to Metyankey during this next laning phase. Met's going to be able to back pretty early on to get that because of Jingwei's passive, but if Zap can try and take a fight, maybe get a solo kill, this is the time to find it.
Now we do have the secondary relic starting to come online as people hit level 12. You can see the hunters both have their sanctuary. The solo laners, however, once again, Baskin has gone for the meditate, where we do see Divios has picked up the speed.
And he got a speed buff!
I was going to say, I was talking about speed in my head because I was watching but we did see Divios go for the teleport. And talk about the fight, here we go. A little bit more aggression from Zap.
Very surprised to not see Zap go in there, but they're going in on Baskin on this right-hand side. Perfectly timed ultimate, gonna immune the knockup Aror, taking a lot of damage, but a lot of damage coming down from Best as well.
Especially when the Best turns up there. The Tom of Force Purification on djpernicus, who is now at half health. Metyankey making the rotation from base as well on the Jingwei, but Zapman was already in mid lane and pushed that one in. So already it works out okay for Eager because there's still 4 strong on the right-hand side.
Could be looking for something here, but no, it's just going to be farming up and making sure they're topped off.
The win condition right now for SoaR Gaming is that they have the Ra, which is huge sustain.
Yeah.
And I don't think Eager with the Hawk onto Divios will be able to get a curse. And if they don't, they can't either pick up a sprint because it's only Thor and Ra who needs an active more. Maybe it can go towards the Athena, but if they don't get the sprint and Eager gets the Wingblade, then they're going to be in huge trouble.
Do you reckon Aror will go for the curse here as well, though, just to deal with the anti-heal force the side of Snoopy?
I mean, I'm not sure yet, but I really hope that Aror is going to go for the weakening curse. If he don't, then they're going to be able to sustain the fights really well.
Well, keep an eye on what Aror ends up going into with this build. He is level 11, so just needs one more to hit that level 12. And Jigz has done a good job of catching up in terms of farm to that Aror now, but he's in trouble here now. The damage is good, but the war was better from Andinster, which set up the snipe from Snoopy onto DJ. Metyankey, though, went a bit too aggressive and didn't realize Zapman was waiting in the wings.
Zapman, the body blocker there, the bodyguard basically for DJ, doesn't even need a body block because he's just going to do the damage right back to Metyankey. Definitely got the better end of that trade.
Small mistake in the solo landing from Divios there, who tried to make a rotation to support that fight. And because of that, Baskin just wanted to stay and farm. He's going to be able to potentially get this tier 1 tower for free now. He's got enough minions. I think this tower will fall down, and that is punishment.
And that's a big, just getting that extra pressure onto this solo lane, making it so Divios could afford to rotate again and have that same sort of scenario happen, because losing your tier 1, not that big of a deal. Losing your tier 2 and giving the enemy team 1,500 gold and exposing that Phoenix can definitely be a big deal.
But just to be clear, I mean, SoaR Gaming just got 500 gold for free on the right-hand side, yet they are still 5,000 gold behind.
I mean, at the moment, like, they just need to snowball the game out. Like, SoaR, they know they have the Ra and they can win with the sustain, because they really don't have anybody to kill the Ra that good other than djpernicus. But his damage alone is not going to do it, and Divios doesn't have too much either.
Well, it may be just all in. Can he just all in the Ra straight away? Like you were talking about Ra a little bit earlier on, and he's like Zeus in terms of you get on him and then he can't get the sustain up. Is that what the gameplay should be?
It's really hard with the combo Eager has right now. They can be lucky that djpernicus and Divios going to do enough damage, and then Zapman can kill him off with a snipe. But then they use so much for the Ra that the rest of the team can just roll over them.
Well, the Gold Fury is about to spawn here. It's not flashing just yet, but you can see it's 15 seconds away from being available again. You can see both teams are very, very highly warded in that area now, aggro.
And that's exactly what you're used to seeing around a Gold Fury respawning, especially one as critical as this one will be in this game in particular. Just because if Eager are able to get this turns a 5,000 gold lead into a 7,000
Well, let's have a listen to the Steel Series listening of Eager's comms right now.
Get out. Be ready for more. I can't. We got it. Got Thor. Can we fight? Can we fight? Yeah. Athena. Nice. Keep going. Yeah,
Whoever pushed.
I got knocked up. I got heavenly Divios. Go, baby.
Push mid.
Go middle. Keep going.
Dude, look at me. I'm going.
Yeah, I got you. Come to me. That's her ult. She's crippled. She's going to you, Prime. She's slowed. Oh, I'm in trouble.
Let's go, baby. Are you okay, middle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go left.
You can go behind her.
behind her.
She's backing up.
Objectives. Just get the towers.
I think we should get double tower here.
Yeah. Can we get 2-2? No,
that's greed.
Yeah. They're blues up. Can we go blue? Yeah. I'll go blue.
Yeah, 3 of them are okay. Just be careful. Just back, guys. Just back. They have globals. Come
Actually, I'm not gonna go. Thor's
that's fine.
I'll just clear right.
They're going left.
Yeah, they're all top left. All three top left.
They're all going left. You can
Okay, I can do it.
Yeah, we're good. Reset now.
Thor's coming now.
Secure a bus, and then we can look for right tower. I think I'm just gonna group up with you guys.
2 here. 3 here.
I'm gonna back.
They're going right, I think. They're going
right.
Okay.
Fantastic listening. Thanks to Steel Series there of Eager's comms, because you heard everything that went on. Zapman got a quadra kill there. Delayed quadra kill, but it was a great one. But what they discussed there was, the big thing for me was Aurora going, can we get tier 2? And they were like, no, that's greedy.
Zapman's like, nah, that's greedy, and that comes from Zapman, you know. Then it must be greedy. But it was a little bit worrying though in the start, because they didn't talk about who secured what, because they were coming in. The Rasnap could have potentially stolen that, and then it would maybe haven't been that a good fight. But because Andinster got one shot and they could turn that fight no matter what, even though they didn't get the goal free, they got 2 towers and they would have gotten the kills anyways.
And the big key about that fight as well, aggro, seemed to be the fact that they didn't allow Ra to actually get anything up. Hold that fort. Baskin's in trouble. Baskin's being shredded. Baskin is dead. Zapman just talked about his rotation. I think I'm going to group up and get the tier 1 right. Well, he gets a Baskin instead.
Okay, so yeah, Eager does this thing where they pick weird things and they beat you with pressure. And oh, by the way, they still have Zapman, where if he gets really big, he'll just kill you by himself.
And he's got a 3-level lead.
I
right
mean, in
now.
that back, he got full executioner and comes back and just raided and everything. I mean,
Great situation for the boys to be in right now as well. 9-3, less than 18 minutes in this game, and Metyankey's now going to go and defend on the right-hand side. Eager are looking pretty good right now to be the #1 seed out of North America.
And this was a team that was the 5th seed during the online stages. I mean, who would have thought that they were going to come in and look this strong at LAN? I mean, they looked great during their Group B, and here again at Super Regionals have looked very, very strong.
And that's all the towers down. Bar 1 on the right-hand side now. Once this tier 2 in the middle falls, and the gold lead is just climbing and climbing and climbing. And the funny thing is, we're still not even 20 minutes in this game.
this game is definitely looking in Eager's favor. If they don't misplay now, they're gonna have this game and they're gonna be the first seed.
Well, don't talk about misplays. There's plenty of those in the Smite. We're used to that trick, Sankey. It happens more often than not when you're in a dominant position like
Yes,
this.
indeed.
That's the voice of experience right there. Yep, I've seen that a couple times.
I mean, but 20K. I mean, oh, what? 12K. Sorry.
12K.
Still, that's a huge lead, and that is really hard to misplay around. They can
Is there
literally
certain-
tank the tower and do whatever they want at this point.
Is there a certain gold amount in the game tricks when you're like, okay, when we're this far behind, we're done? Is there a certain number that comes to mind?
A little bit over 10K, I would say. Then you shouldn't be able to lose the game.
Okay. So if you're ever ahead, you're making mistakes here, by the way.
I
'Cause now,
mean-
if I ever see you over 10K ahead and you lose the game, I'm like, well, Tricksack said if you're over 10K, you can't lose the game.
I mean, then you've definitely done some misplays, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, this game right now, Eager are definitely not looking to misplay. SoaR will want those misplays to happen, though. And I guess the Fire Giant is a place they could happen.
It could happen on the Fire Giant, so I'd expect Eager to just group up and continue to push down this right-hand side. Baskin doesn't matter. He's not a tanky solo laner to Zapman anymore, just doing so much damage. Baskin immediately has to turn tail and run. Wouldn't be surprised to see Eager just push down that final tower. No reason to try and have that sort of potential throw happen by the Fire Giant. Grab the last 1,500 gold. Make sure Eager's got SoaR has nowhere to run if you do go for fire.
And the decision making from Divios here by pressuring mid on his own pretty much there. Nobody else is around him. But what he's allowing is to force things on the right-hand side. But Zap could be in trouble here looking for the 1v1 with Baskin. He does have a roaring support. He held the last shot on purpose to avoid the dunk from Andy and Jigz as well. And now they're rushing in. 4v2 looking for kills. Andy's one hit. The Sanctuary wore off. And now he's dead. Metyankey falls back with agility. Meanwhile, Snoopy is dealing with two. But what's going on in left-hand side?
djpernicus, who needs Bastet to split push? He can do it with Ratatoskr. Divios picks up Snoopy in the mid lane as well. Left-hand Phoenix getting very low. DJ not going to be able to get it. In fact, he may pay for it.
Oh, he will pay. Oh, no, he won't pay for it at all. Just got up in time. Lucky acorn that one was. Meanwhile, the right-hand tier 2 tower falls as well.
I mean, you know you lost the fight if you're getting 2v4'd. And you know the game is lost when you get 2v4'd.
Have you ever been 2v4 Tricks?
I mean, to be honest, Zapman is really far ahead, so
Yes, he is.
they need everybody on him when they fight.
Well, the Phoenix is being sieged right now, and they're trying to do something about it, but Baskin is like paper right now, shredded through by Zapman, who's just cutting down the front line of SoaR.
One after another. Phoenix actually didn't fall there. It's going to be them backing up. Eager a little bit playing pretty cautious here. They do have the sustain, but Phoenix still stands.
Yeah, well, it's almost at the point where we can declare the winner of North America is Sylvanus. That's what we can do.
That is for sure. I mean, right now, to be honest, like, Eager's doing really good because they could have gone for the Phoenix, the aggro play. They probably could have gotten it, but maybe they would have died for it, and it could have turned the game potentially a little bit around. So I like the fact that they're just backing off, get their items. They just got 2 towers.
Yep.
Go back. Get the items online and then push it down.
This is still 20 minutes in the game, but there's 20,000 experience in the lead here for Eager. And when you look at the level difference between the two teams, the only one close is Metyankey to being even to his lane opposition.
In Met 0-0-0 right now. I mean, he's just hanging on for dear life, basically.
Barracuda's watching this now going, I remember this.
Yeah, I know exactly what that
I know
feels
how
like.
this one feels. Goldfield's going to go down just more than anything, I guess. They still need gold to finish off items, but to deny it once again from a chance for SoaR to find a way back in.
And again, it's best going for this tanky Zeus build in the middle lane. Spirit's Robe, third item. It's not good in your ranks games, everyone, but it is great in competitive play. When you're Zeus and you're going to be the focus of the targets, getting that CC reduction, getting that extra passive, the protections, really like the pickup.
From a professional and casual point of view, this game should be lost right now, and Eager should win this
From
one.
a professional caster's point of view.
No, from a professional and
a
casual.
casual.
It doesn't matter who you are. This game should be
From a professional
lost.
caster's point of view, I'm like, Jesus, Tricks, you've done great this set, man. But hold on, just slow it down
Not
a
yet.
second, you
Not
know?
yet.
You're not that bad that you got to retire like Aggro did.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was time for me. I should have
over.
I should have retired before my first game.
Oh, DJ's in a bit of an awkward spot here, half-stealthed already, but the Sanctuary's going to buy him so much time, and the level difference comes into play. Aror pops the sprint, and in the sky is DJ. Andy's immediately going up instead, but it's Snoopy that's left alone, and 2 of those 3 hit snipes from Zapman.
There it is, the Zeus ultimate as well. Auror's going to take the kill. Divios tosses someone back, but Metyankey uses agility to stay alive for now. On the back line, Baskin trying to do his normal job of killing hunters. It's going to be him getting killed this time. Zap. There it is. We get the auto. Zapman unstoppable this game.
And now they're just going to chase out Andinster on the right-hand side as well. Right now, it's looking like the only time Eager and Energy could possibly meet right now is going to be in the World Championship Finals, because they've got to be on different sides of the bracket.
Yeah, unbelievable. And again, it might be Andinster up against Adapting before the finals, just like Season 2.
Spicy
interesting.
yet again.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, Eager don't give a damn anymore. They know the Ra have no mobility. If they see him sprint, let's go kill him, and yeah, they will get the kill 100%.
Well, they've still got Phoenixes left to take at the moment, but the respawn times, you can see there's 2 members dead for another 15 seconds, at least for Baskin. And the way Baskin's tried to do stuff on the front line hasn't really worked out, because that man on your screen has a lot of damage right now, and Jigz is forced to dash away, which exposes this first Phoenix.
First Phoenix gonna fall here thanks to Zapman's damage. And yeah, it's been eager. Not really Zapman. Zapman was just kind of there in the first few games. It was really won by the pressure in the mid and right
got
side.
annoyed and went to
yeah, he was
Rama.
like, all right, it's time for me to shine.
Just for the last game.
7-0. I mean, unbelievable
But
play
what a
from him.
quality team Eager have put together this year, let's be honest. I mean, these guys have come out of nowhere for the most part, synergized well together. Zapman and Aror made the World Championships last year, but only as casters. They weren't able to come as players, and now they find themselves in a situation where they're going to Worlds.
Well, that's good news for you, Trix. If you come to Worlds and cast, then maybe you'll end up there Season 4.
I mean,
I
we
don't know,
can
he's a
only
professional caster already, so
Oh,
I don't
true,
know. You
yeah,
know,
can't forget about that.
I don't think we can afford his bills. I don't think I've got $1 in my pocket to afford to pay for you either.
Oh, no.
I'm leaving this conversation, dude.
Well, Eager's leaving the conversation right now as well, as they head back to base to spend up all that gold too. There's one more Phoenix left standing. The Eager fans at home will be screaming tonight, that's for sure.
I really think that Eager figured something really good out against SoaR, because if we saw the Luminosity when they were against Luminosity SoaR, it was like Baskin get fed, Baskin carries, SoaR wins.
That's true.
This time they play around Baskin, they're 4v4. He can't really do the same 1v1 and get the same out of it as he could if he was just a 1v1.
Completely
so this
agree.
time he kind of like gets shut down already from the start, and he can't do the same Baskin carry as he's used to.
And I think it's not just Baskin, but it's also Andinster. This hits both of them at the start of
Oh,
the
yeah.
game, and those two are the ones that dictate the pace of the early game for the most part. Even if they don't get kills, they still dictate it.
I mean, what was the one game that SoaR won? It was whenever Andinster got really far ahead, and he was never able to do anything this game at all. There it is, his 4th death. DJ all by himself.
Yeah, that was a nice, easy one. GG indeed, it could be right now. The boys of Eager sieging up mid lane. Snoopy running for his life. Zapman's having none of that though, because those snipes destroyed him.
80% of
Look at Best laughing in the bottom left-hand corner there as he saw his opposition
Best
go down.
Best is always laughing, and all of Eager laughing to the first seed here in North America. Congratulations to them, 3-1 over SoaR.
A beautiful performance from Eager. That puts them as the #1 team out of North America. They came together at the start of this year, and as time has gone on, they've looked better and better. Making it to DreamHack, facing off against Energy seems to be another catalyst for them to get to the stage we see them at now.
It's just a completely different team than the one we saw online. Even the one DreamHack, they got swept out by Energy, I believe. So being able to really take that and learn from it, like you mentioned, this is a team that I don't think anyone knows how to prepare for.
Yeah, this team have really improved over this season. From DreamHack, where they got put out immediately, and then till now. Like, I mean, they've been proving so much.
Fantastic performance from Eager and everybody on the side of SoaR 2 to make it to the finals in North America, and also make sure they advance to the World Championships. Trixang, before, obviously, we throw the broadcast away. Opinions on Worlds. Who do you think is going to win?
I mean, Eager's looking so good.
They really are.
The fact that they can 3-1 SoaR actually makes me think that it might actually be Eager, because it seems like they can, if they can shut down Adapting with that early strat, I think they have a chance to win the game, because as long as Adapting doesn't get fed, they're chilling.
And obviously the wildcards went the way of North America there, so there's 4 North American teams going to the World Championships now as well, which means Europe is running the gauntlet this year.
They have to. I mean, it's all energy and obey. Those are the only hopes for EU.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
buddy.
It's okay.
It's going to be all right. You're a professional caster now.
Let's sign you up for a contract. $1. Anyway, the analysts are ready. We'll send it over there now.
Well, that's it. If you were watching, you saw Eager cleaned it up, taking 3 games to 1 over SoaR and proving dominance. Statements were made, and Zap DJ, along with the rest of the boys, just looking incredibly strong. Trixtank even saying they might be energy at Worlds.
The way they played, honestly, I would have to agree with Trixtank there. You know, we saw Aror plant the seed into Snoopy, and they just farmed him repeatedly over and over again, getting the first 2 kills of the game onto the Raw player. Now, I feel like some players get into this mindset where, like, they leave the fountain when they first, and they automatically buy the purification, and we see the Sylvanus Zeus where sometimes it would be more beneficial to get that Sanctuary instead.
Yeah, no, in all honesty, I think the beads is usually a better idea, especially into the Rat. The Rat brings so much CC in the early game and damage that you just need to get away from it. If you don't bring beads, then it's kind of iffy. Like, usually it's not a really good idea, so, yeah.
Trying not to get caught out, but they did. And the problem was, it wasn't necessarily just Sylvanus. It was the Sylvanus along with the Zeus that made for this just super dangerous combo. And then you also saw Ratatoskr getting in on the action. He would knock up, Sylvanus would knock up, Zeus would throw the lightning storm on there. Thor, I don't think you want to land into this. It was nuts.
It was just absolutely nuts, especially from the jungle control from both of these players, more specifically onto DJ, being able to rotate anywhere he really wanted to on this side of the map. We see the 5-minute jungle control coming out of Eager. 69% was the magic number for them at 5 minutes, and still controlling a lot of the jungle control at 10.
68%, and then dropping down to 63, but it really didn't matter because Eager had this in the bag. It was a 4,500 gold lead in 11 minutes.
And because of the early game lead that Eager had at the beginning, we saw this power spikes play coming out of Divios where he hit level 12, he got his second relic online, he got the breastplate of valor, making the teleport play. We saw just how much pressure SoaR applied onto Aror in the mid lane, while we saw distraction because Eager was 3-manning the Gold Fury.
Yeah, and not only that, but it looked like from the graphs that SoaR only got 1 blue buff that game. So they put so much pressure on Baskin that he really couldn't do anything in that game. Getting Jin Chen that far ahead into that matchup is absolutely incredible. So
you always definitely want to get the mid to late game a little bit quicker. It definitely favored Divios there in that stage. And then we saw after that 10-minute Gold Fury, we saw Eager position themselves immediately for the instant respawn, forcing the Gold Fury. Divios finding out Jigz, pulling him back into his teammates. And then we saw just how easy it was to blow up this Athena with the Sylvanus ultimate, with the Zeus ultimate, controlling so much space. And that's where Zapman popped off and got 3, maybe even 4 kills there.
An unofficial quadra for Zapman at that Gold Fury fight. It was phenomenal to see that, and I think at the end it was just one of the highlight plays, I think, of Worlds here. Zapman just kind of putting his name out there, the true test of what this type of hunter brings to the table for Eager.
The main thing I'm impressed with is the fact that he hits level 20 at 17 minutes. That is absolutely incredible. Really, like, that's almost unheard of. He got so big that no one on SoaR could deal with it.
Especially for hunters. Normally it's the soul laners that find the solo kill. They're able to invade the blue buff, speed back, harpies, control that side of the map. But no, this was all Eager. This was all Zapman controlling the pace of the game. After that, 4 kills and the Gold Fury, Eager were up like 8,500 gold at like the 17-minute mark and just dominated SoaR the rest of the way.
And we have an interview ready with the winners of the set. Let's head over and see what they have to say.
Thanks so much, Rain Day. I'm here with the 2 North America, or at least 2 of the players from Team Eager who made it to the World Championships as the #1 seed. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
How do you feel right now?
I feel good. I mean,
it's great.
Like you guys said, going to Worlds is awesome, but just coming here like every day was so fun, just beating the teams, you know, like even this event in and of itself was so fun, just being able to go up against some good NA teams and beat all of them.
Now, obviously, you guys were formed at the start of this year as well, is what I want to start off with. You guys went, some of you went to the World Championships, you and Zapman, for example, and then I heard you guys all form this team at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And the plan was to win Worlds. That was the whole idea behind this team, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Like, all of us, besides Divios, have never been to a World Championship before, and the first goal was to make Worlds, and now obviously the big goal, like the overall goal the whole year was to win Worlds, of course, but we were just so happy to win Worlds. That's why it was much more exciting when we made Worlds the other day. Like, these games are great, but the other day on Wednesday was amazing when we actually made it.
Yeah,
so.
actually making it the important factor
Yeah.
there. So now you've found yourself as the #1 team. Did you expect that over the course of this weekend, honestly?
I think, yeah. I mean, we knew that we had a chance, right? That's all you can do is you put yourself in a position to have a chance, and it worked out. So yeah, I definitely thought it was a possibility, and we knew if we played well, it would all work out.
It was beautiful. I want to talk about a little bit about the last game as well, because we spoke a little bit off air before this. The Sylvanus Zeus. You've not played around it too much before, have you?
Yeah, we didn't really scrim with it like at all. We talked about it. Was more of something we talked about, and it's gods that me and Best are really familiar with. So we felt comfortable just pulling it out, even though we haven't practiced it too much. Because the Zeus Sylvanus combo to pull off isn't really that hard. Like you just ult and you ult and then they die.
Yeah, I think the reality too is that not a lot of people are willing to scrim us for whatever reason. So we don't get to practice everything we want. So hopefully going into Worlds we actually will get that practice, and maybe we'll be able to pull out some even more stuff.
Well, as the #1 team, I mean, you're going to get plenty of practice with teams wanting to try and catch up to your standard now, I guess, overall. Those games, did they go as you planned against SoaR here today? You seem to come in with a game plan of focusing solo and jungle early on, putting the pressure there, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, I personally predicted them to try to match our little rotation at the start, and they actually did. So we were definitely ready for that, as you could tell in the first game. And we knew they were going to keep adapting throughout the series, so we talked about that as well and how we wanted to adjust. And we had some really good talks in between games as well, which helped us out a ton.
Yeah, fantastic performance from you guys.
I think that's such a big thing too. Like I've said in my interviews here before, is I never wanted to be on a team with people who just listen to me. I want a team where I can listen to them and they have good ideas. And to be honest, the whole one step ahead of them was a lot because of Aror and his ideas of how they would respond to what we do in the first game or two. So. That was awesome to see.
Well, that's what happens with a mid laner when it comes to mid lane. Do you want to come for one more rotation?
No.
Do you want this?
Oh, he wants it.
Dude, he's a
Oh, he's coming in now.
Are we all going to fit?
Here comes the best. Congratulations.
Why do you get all the trophies? He gets it.
You are.
All right, whatever.
The #1 team. Bring it back on camera just so the audience can see. Let these guys hold it too, man.
You
Come
already
on.
got an MVP.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know. Well, Aror can see what it's like to hold a trophy for the first time. So, good to
Have
see.
you ever held one before?
Huh?
That's what I thought.
I just did.
Here you go.
I just held it. I just held it, Aror. That joke doesn't
Dude, this
make
thing
sense.
actually is really cool. It's hard to see on camera, but it's flashy and it's heavy. I like it.
Well, fantastic. Do you have any shout-outs to the fans at home or anybody, our sponsors like that before we let you go?
Yeah, shout-outs to Team Eager. They've been great. Zap's always good. I like landing with him. He's the org owner, and I love him, so he's good. And then shout-outs to my family who watch, my friends, and then shout-outs to Lich T and Kiki's team for scrimming us.
Yeah. Shout-outs to my parents, because they haven't gotten a chance to see all my competitions in video games, and this is one of the times that they did see, and they saw success, so that's always nice. And my sisters as well, because same thing for them.
Well, Best doesn't talk a lot. He's not going to talk right now. He's almost in oblivion with the World Championships. We're going to go back to the analyst desk then to close out the weekend. Fantastic. Enjoy it from all the casters. Have a wonderful day.
It's been a wonderful weekend for us here, and of course, I'd be remiss to not point you to the future of where this is all going. The Smite World Championships is upcoming for us. It's what's on all of our minds, and I'm sure you too as well, where you'll be watching and spending most of your time January 5th. And let's head into the brackets to see exactly what will be taking place. Let's look at the PC and how it will transpire over this event.
So we're going to have first the placement stages. There's a bye for Eager from North America and a bye as well from Energy. In the placement stages, we're going to see SoaR against INTZ. Next up, we're going to see the first seeded China team against Luminosity, whereas Allegiance will take on Light.
And it's going to be a fantastic showcase. Winners of this will actually move into those quarterfinals, and so they'll be awaiting. And as we mentioned, Eager will be on opposite sides of Energy, who are the winners there. It's going to be an exciting matchup, and it's going to be something that I think all of us are really eager to see. And of course, we've got Xbox coming up as well. Let's take a look at what will be happening there. You see the teams that have qualified. Allegiance, Eager, they'll be facing off. On the other side of the bracket will be Aware and SoaR. The finals will be to be determined, obviously, but those are the teams participating. And we've also got Paladins, and you guys know that's where I've been spending a lot of my time. Let's take a look at what's going on here. We've got all the seeds kind of locked in now. Black Dragons, Nocturnes Gaming will have Match Point, D69, and then Burrito and Eager facing off. And then a team from China and a team from Oceania, which will be qualified in just a minute.
So yeah, those two groups of 4 will battle it out, and then afterwards we're going to have 4 teams remaining. We're going to have a best of 5 during the semis, and then best of 7 for those Paladins finals.
those are great games, very exciting. And as we close out the desk today, I just want to give a humble thank you to everyone who has been joining us here. Totally being such a fantastic chair too, man, made me want to cry. It was beautiful.
It was awesome working with you,
man. It was a pleasure.
Maybe
and
again one day.
Yeah, we hope so. We'll see. And then of course, Dazer, thank you so much for being here as well, man. You did a great job. And shout out to everyone who was also with me. We see Drelo, Baskin, Suntouch, Hazer, Taco, and totally, as I mentioned before, thank you all for being a part of the analyst desk. And to all of you watching, I want to thank you for supporting hi-rez and our esports scene. It's something that I've been a fan of since ever becoming a YouTuber and a player of the games, and I'm humbled, appreciative, and grateful that you all have welcomed me into this very important event. I'm going to head back to the Realm, but I am looking forward to seeing you all at Worlds. We'll see you soon.